distance, she eagerly moved toward it, only to find herself standing at the edge of a sheer cliff. Her hope, freshly ignited, was instantly extinguished. Despair threatened to consume her, until she spotted a group of people in the distance. Heart pounding, she shouted for them, but they were too far away to hear. Suddenly, a massive shadow loomed over her. The dragon, drawn by her cries, charged toward her. Terrified, she scrambled back into the cave just as the beast prepared to unleash its fire. At the last moment, a man's voice echoed from afar. The dragon turned toward the sound, giving the girl a brief respite. Hearing her father calling her name, she rushed deeper into the cave, following his voice. Along the way, she stumbled upon a vast chamber overflowing with gold and jewels. In the center of the treasure hoard, she made a chilling discovery: the lifeless bodies of 3 baby dragons. She recalled a legend she had heard centuries ago of a king and his soldiers who discovered 3 newly hatched baby dragons in this very place. The king ordered their execution, and in a fit of rage, the mother dragon incinerated the soldiers with her flames. At the king's desperate plea, the dragon spared his life but cursed his bloodline, dooming his descendants to sacrifice their own for generations so he could experience the agony of losing loved ones. To avoid sacrificing their own kin, the royal family devised a plan, marrying outsiders and using them as substitutes. Horrified to realize the legend was true, the girl froze. Hearing her father's voice again, she hurried forward in search of him. However, he and his men had underestimated the dragon's power. One soldier was instantly crushed, and another was obliterated by a single swipe of the dragon's claw. Roaring furiously, the beast turned to face her father, who fearlessly drew his enchant. Before he could strike, the dragon wrapped him in its tail and hung him upside down. "Please, I beg of you," he pleaded. The dragon then released her father, demanding that he call out the girl hiding nearby. Watching from behind a pillar, she saw her father refuse, shouting for her not to come out. Enraged, the dragon knocked him down and pierced his chest with a claw. Hearing her father's agonized scream, the girl involuntarily cried out. The dragon turned toward the sound and moved toward the pillar. She pressed against the stone, trying to evade its gaze. Just then, a surviving companion of her father attempted to escape, but accidentally kicked loose a rock, diverting the dragon's attention. While the dragon pursued the fleeing man, the girl rushed to her father's side. With his last breath, he told her to climb back up using the rope she had descended on. Her mother and sister were waiting for her on a ship. Taking advantage of the dragon's distraction, the girl climbed the rope and escaped the cave just as the dragon's flames reached her. Without pausing to think, she mounted her father's warhorse and galloped away. The dragon gave chase, closing in fast. Realizing she couldn't outrun it, she jumped off the horse, letting it continue forward while she hid among a pile of rocks. The dragon leapt over her hiding place, unable to find her, and incinerated the horse in its fury. It then unleashed a relentless barrage of flames onto the ground, turning the entire mountain into a fiery inferno. Seeing the mountain ablaze, the queen realized the girl had caused a catastrophe. In response, she ordered the girl's sister to be captured and offered as a new sacrifice to the dragon. The next day, the girl woke up amidst the rocks, thinking she had finally escaped. However, on her way, she encountered her mother, who informed her that her sister had been captured. Learning that her sister was in danger, the girl mounted her horse and raced back to rescue her. When she reached the stone bridge, it was already too late. She heard her sister's cries from the bottom of the cliff. She descended once more using the rope and saw the dragon flying away with her sister. Familiar with the terrain by now, she quickly located the dragon's lair. There, she found her father's armor and weapons and devised a makeshift time device. Concealing herself near the dragon, she waited for the device to activate and distract it. When the sound drew the dragon's attention, she crept toward her sister. Just as they were about to leave, the dragon returned. The girl shouted at the dragon, "We've all been deceived. This is a conspiracy by the royal family. I'm not truly one of them." But the dragon refused to believe her, claiming it could smell the royal bloodline on her. The girl was burned again by the dragon's flames. Before she could grab her sword, the dragon pinned her to the ground and stabbed her side with its claw. Desperate, she pulled out the dagger from her chest harness and drove it into the dragon's eye. Roaring in pain, the dragon hurled her away. Seizing the moment, she grabbed her sword and, with fierce determination, lunged at the dragon. "I am not one of them," she cried. Despite her words, the dragon remained unconvinced and grabbed her again. In the nick of time, she pierced its